What's up, guys? Good morning. It is Jonathan with One Big Impact. So today's video is actually going to be top 10 tips for Atkins diet and being successful. It is the new year. Happy 2021. And a lot of people are going to be going into the new year, starting diets and looking to get in shape. And that's great. And that's awesome. And I'm really proud of you. And I think you should not only start this year, but also try to continue it through a world of lifetime changes. So, first of all, I would like to say feel free to join us on Facebook. Our group is called Healthy Living for a Healthy Life. Also on Instagram at One Big Impact, the number one Big Impact, all one word. It's also the name of my YouTube channel. If you're looking for online meal plan, if you're looking for meal plans, nutrition coaching, whether it's online or in person, personal training, any of that, please feel free to shoot me a message through Facebook. It will be easiest, but you can also email me at thriftime@gmail.com. Gmail.com, THRIFTTIME@gmail.com. Now, if you check out my Instagram, you're going to see all my clients and how amazing they're doing. I don't need to Photoshop anything or pretend that it is something that it's not, because I'm passionate about what I do and you can definitely get results. Now, that's out of the way. I apologize. I have 10 tips that I want to talk about that are going to be crucial when you're doing Atkins diet, okay? I went through the process, lost a significant amount of weight. I think it was about 90 pounds. It took me, overall I lost about 150, but it took me a long time to understand more about nutrition and stuff like that. And I'm extremely, extremely, extremely thankful to understand carbohydrates. Recently, I just flipped the switch and went back on Atkins, and I've been going on it for pretty steady, about 4 or 5 days, to be honest. And my weight's down. I will change a couple things because I will tell you that I need to be a little bit more strict. There are a couple things that I will change that I will talk to you about that are extremely important. If you don't do these things, you're not going to be getting the best benefits that you could be. Okay? So the first thing is that you can't cheat it. You cannot cheat Atkins. You can't be like, I'm just going to get a little nibble of cake here and just get a little nibble of this here. If you are not like straight up 100% on this, it's not going to give you 100% results. So understand, if either you're on it or you're not. That's really where you're at. And there's no really playing around with this. This is not macros. This is not if it fits your macros. This is not, kind of watching what you eat occasionally. This is a very specific thing, and it needs to be understood in that platform. The next thing is, in the beginning, I would recommend being simple. It's kind of like wearing your training wheels on a bike before you ride a 10 speed. You definitely don't jump on a 10 speed and hope for the best. You really do have to start from the beginning. So the biggest thing I can say is, in the beginning, be simple. Be ridiculously basic in the beginning and work up from there. Once you get kind of the steam and you understand the basics of everything, then maybe you can start changing things. If you're like Betty Crocker or something like that, that's great to make this sustainable over a long period of time. But in the beginning, understand the basics before you start to get crazy. Because if you do that, I see a lot of people catastrophically fail, but also they think they're doing Atkins and they are definitely not. So by the time you change too many things too fast, you are basically screwing yourself. The next thing is trust the time. If this is very common, people will say, I hit a weight loss stall, I hit this, I hit that. There are a lot of things that could play into a lot of different situations. So your water intake could be off, your hormones could be crazy, your sleep could be whack. You could definitely be, if you're a woman, you could be on your monthly cycle. You could be stressed out in general and your body's holding on to stuff. Your calories could be whack, because if you lost 50 pounds, you probably won't be eating the same amount of calories as you were before. So you have to keep that in mind. So lots of things can change over the process. So understand that if you haven't been stuck at a weight for like 2 to 3 weeks or something like that, you're probably not really at a plateau, and it's absolute BS. So next thing is net carbohydrates. Okay, you have to understand net carbohydrates. 12 to 15 through foundation vegetables, 18 to 22 roughly, is going to be a point in which you're going to kind of cap them off. If you don't know what net carbohydrates are, you need to do your research. Basically, it's total carbohydrates minus your fiber and sugar alcohols equals your carbohydrates. So usually when you're on Atkins and stuff like that, you're not really eating like random Snicker bars or anything like that. You're actually eating good quality whole foods through low carbohydrate, low starch vegetables like lettuce and zucchini and pickles and olives and stuff like that. So they are carbohydrates that are very low in carbs, but also they have a pretty good amount of fiber in it as well. The next thing is calories. Number 5 is calories. I can't stress this enough, especially if you start incorporating cheese and stuff like that. It is very specific. If you come over here and you eat 2 pieces of cheese instead of 1 piece of cheese, or 2 ounces of cheese instead of 1 ounce of cheese, you are going to find yourself in a caloric surplus. Maybe that's not the exact thing, but if you can see like 1 little cube of cheese has 100 plus calories, it's going to add up quick. And just because you're not eating carbohydrates does not mean you're actually following Atkins. It's much more specific than that. If you're just not eating carbohydrates, you're probably going to put yourself in a position to where you're gaining body fat really fast. The reason is because if you are eating low carb, that means you are eating high fat, which is about 2.5 times calorically dense than it would be if you were just eating carbs. Maybe you won't be as bloated. Maybe you will if it's cheese. But the majority of people are going to be picking up weight. So just because you're keto or Atkins does not mean you're putting yourself in a prime position to be able to drop weight. You have to make sure you are very much so in a caloric deficit, regardless of what the hell you do. And you can say what you want. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. The next thing is ketosis. Number 6 is ketosis. If you really want to drop weight, and this is your jam, and this is what you have to do, go to the store, go to Walmart would be the cheapest place, or Amazon, and you get keto sticks, basically ketosis sticks. They are in the diabetic department on the very bottom shelf. They're like $6, or you can go on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description below, and you can actually find out, you pee on them and they turn purple. The level of purple doesn't really matter. Some people say it does. To be completely honest, I've lost weight on each and every single spectrum of it, and it doesn't really matter. But you probably want to maximize your state of ketosis if you're trying to maximize your weight loss, and this is the number 1 thing that you want to do. Number 7 is your all in or all out. Like I said before, the first thing, I want to reiterate this and revisit it again. If you are Atkins, then you are Atkins. You are not eating stuff at a restaurant. You're not randomly picking up food that is not supposed to be on your meal plan. You're not eating other things. Like, there's just nothing that crosses your face besides water and your food. You're not switching this bar for that bar, and you're not switching this for that. You are following exactly what it says on your meal plan. You're being structured and you're getting results. All in or all out. That's it. Low carb items are not always low carb. Okay. For instance, let me specify this. When you get to like ongoing weight loss and you put yourself in a position to where you're trying to make this sustainable, and like phase 4, phase 3, and you're just kind of finding that carbohydrate threshold, at that point, those low carb items may be acceptable. If it doesn't have an Atkins brand on the front of it, it's probably not low carb enough for induction phase, or even phase 2. But knowing that just because something says low carb does not signify it as low carb enough for you. For instance, I am super happy that they are coming out with a lot of low carb options. There's a big difference though. For instance, there's a low carb Quest pizza that they sell at the stores now, which is really freaking awesome. And I want to say it's like 7 carbs or something like that. I don't remember. I'm just throwing a number out there. But then they have a cauliflower pizza right next to it, and you would think cauliflower, hey, that's low carb, right? That's what we go for, cauliflower rice and stuff like that. And it's like 80 or 98 carbs. Like, and you know damn well if you buy that pizza, you're eating the whole pizza. So that's 100 carbs. You might as well just eat regular pizza. Like, if you're going to eat that, you're going to definitely not be low carb. There's no way you're eating a ton of carbohydrates, because who knows what the hell else is in there. It's clearly not this thick. It's not just cauliflower. There's something else in there. So, and you'll see a lot of companies, like, I don't know if like Healthy Choice is one of them, but those type of things, like lean cuisine type things that say they're healthy, we don't really know. I don't really eat them because I've like looked at the carbs and the calories and the sodium and everything, and they're just not that much better for you. But they're coming out with a lot of low carb options, and I did check them yesterday, and I was really excited to see one of them. It was like a teriyaki bowl with some other stuff. I don't know what the hell exactly was in it, but it looked really good, and I'm sure it tastes great. And it was like 12 net carbs, which is really cool. So a lot of that stuff's kind of coming into the scene, which is great. But again, if you are Atkins induction, 12 net carbs, that would be your whole day. And that would be you not getting vegetables. So it would definitely not be something that you would be fitting in the beginning. Later, it could work. But just keep that in mind. This one actually, I found out today. Not found out today. I've known it for a while. But it was really cool to find it today before I made the video. Sugar-free is not low carb. Now, those of you that have enough nutrition information to be dangerous, to get yourself in trouble, a lot of the times, not like, if you know like 30 or 40% of stuff, you're just basically getting yourself in trouble, and you're putting yourself in a bad situation to where you're like, you know some stuff and you just can't put the pieces together. So if you are the person that knows some stuff, you will know that carbohydrates are basically metabolized as sugar and they get stored as fat. So if you know that part, the part that gets you in trouble is thinking that if something is sugar-free, that it would be also low carb. Well, you would think that, and that would probably be the perception, and it should be, but unfortunately, the reason I know this so badly is this morning I ran out of coffee creamer, and I'm using these little half and half things because it's like the lowest carb thing I could find at 2 o'clock in the morning, because everything's closed because of whatever. But there's at Quick Trip, there's a sugar-free, I don't know what the white chocolate cappuccino. And I was like, I wonder if they have like a low carb something. And I saw the sugar-free one, and I'm like, I'll Google it real quick, see what how many carbs are in it or whatever. 88 carbs. 88 carbs in a small one. What the fuck? Zero sugar. Zero sugar. What the hell is in it? Like, you have to understand when you go low carb, and specifically Atkins, basically if it's not raw food, spices and everything, like, you really, really, really gotta be like diligent about understanding that you can't pretty much add anything like without some damn research. So keep that in mind. The next thing is number 10, you're not suffering. Shut up. Like, I hear people all the time, I can't live without pasta. Your body fat says you can. Okay? You can live without pasta. You can live without pizza. Like, these things were, trust me, like, we evolved from whatever reason. I'm sure we started with like protein. That was it. And then we ate vegetables. And that was it. And then we probably ate some fruit. And that was it. And fast forward 200-300 years, and now we're eating Burger King and freaking fast food. Burger King and fast food was not around in the caveman days, and somehow we got here. Okay? You're not suffering. It's plenty of volume of food. Make it through the first 3 or 4 days. Your cravings will go away. Your stomach will shrink, and you'll feel better. Like, you'll feel leaner. You'll start dropping like some of that extra bloat from who knows whatever the hell you were eating. So keep that in mind. those are the 10 things that I wanted to talk about, but I do want to have 4 little honorable mentions really quick, because I'm actually starting to get really hungry. And I actually have, this is my salad weighed out right here, and I have 6 ounces? Yeah. 6 ounces of cooked salmon that's going to go on top of it, so that's pretty cool. I actually like salmon a lot. I used to hate fish. Fun fact. Learn a lot about yourself. Measure your stuff. Okay? And the reason is because it's not that you're going to screw up on measurements necessarily, but it's because you're going to really screw up on measurements necessarily. A steak might be a small little chunk, and a fish might be a huge pile. Like, it all depends. One might be really calorically dense, one might not be. So it just depends on kind of the meal plan you're using or whatever. But understand that you have no idea what the hell something weighs. Trust me, like, there's been days I'm like, oh yeah, that looks great. A lot of it's based on hunger. You want to mentally justify or hungrily justify that an ounce of cheese is 2 ounces of cheese, or 2 ounces of cheese is 1 ounce of cheese. Without weighing it, you're not really going to know, and it's going to be based on hunger. So it's not always about, like, if you accidentally weighed something or forgot to weigh one thing, like your fish or something. Probably wouldn't be that bad on fish. But here's the thing. If you didn't weigh everything throughout the day, if you had 7 different things that you were eating throughout the day, you're definitely going to be in a huge caloric surplus. Or you could be in a huge deficit, and then you got to get yourself back up. So you're going to have to fluff up. So it's going to screw you up either way. So keep that in mind. Weight. I just said that. But measure. Okay, so actually, weight would come first and measure would be next. So you see the measuring cup over there on the counter, hopefully? Measure your things. Measure your olive oils, your fats, your lettuce, everything. If you are going to overeat, not that I expect that you would, I would do it something very, very light. Maybe a small little pile of lettuce. Be careful with those carbohydrates, but probably even steer towards like maybe a couple pieces of deli meat and like a slice of cheese. That fat will fill you up. The protein will help you. Both of them will help you stay satiated longer. So you put yourself in a prime position to kind of get over to the next spot. I would first recommend, before doing that, slam a glass of water. 90% of what we experience isn't hunger. It could be boredom, it could be stress, it could be emotions, it could be a lot of things. So keep in mind that maybe you're not actually hungry. You just need to drink some damn water or something, or go for a walk or something. The next thing is water. You have to understand that when you go low carbohydrate, you are not holding on to as much water. For each gram of carbohydrates, you're holding back like 2.9 grams of water. So understand that you don't have the ability to retain water. And the next thing is salt. Slightly salt all your food. If your doctor says not to, whatever, okay, I get it. But it'll help you retain water. It'll help get rid of the headaches. It'll help to keep a positive sodium balance inside your body, because you're pissing out all of that all the time. I hope that information helped you. I think I covered everything, at least for right now. If there's something else you want in a video, please feel free to put it in the comment section below. I also do have t-shirts available, our BSTYE t-shirts. You telling me the color, size, I ship it out to you, 25 bucks. That's it. And I'll show you them real quick, because I have one right here. These are the t-shirts, and I'm now printing them myself, which is awesome, and they are super comfy. They're not bullshit material. It's actually material that you'll wear every day. It's not one of those bank t-shirts that you got for free, and every once in a while when you're washing the car you throw it on so you don't get junk all over it. You ain't gonna want to get junk all over this. So also we got bracelets, and we are opening a gym in 16 days in Arizona, which is exciting but scary, but exciting, and it's one of my goals. So be stronger than your excuses. Remember to spread love, not hate. Drink your damn water. Hashtag Team Boo. Stay on track. Have a beautiful day. I'm trying to think of anything else. Go join our Facebook, Healthy Living for Healthy Life. That's our group, aka family. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Have a great day.